Changing your behavior is hard because you already have powerful secret systems running your life. Systems you didn't intentionally design, they simply formed around your current habits, routines, and environment. And those hidden systems quietly guide you back to your status quo behavior every single day. So when you set a New Year's resolution like eat healthier or get more organized, you're fighting an entire system that makes your current habits the easiest default option. And the real problem is, if you don't address those hidden systems and replace them with new ones, it will feel like you're constantly swimming upstream. Your new habits and behaviors will feel like they take a ton of effort, especially when motivation dips or life gets stressful. But the good news? Behavioral science gives us a clear roadmap for setting goals that not only sound inspiring on January 1st, but actually stick because they're supported by systems, cues, and an environment designed for success. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to set goals the right way for the new year, using behavioral science, habit research, and practical strategies anyone can apply. In case you're new here, I'm Dr. Kelly Cosgrove, a habit expert and professional organizer. I help overwhelmed people build routines that actually stick using behavioral science and home organization strategies. Let's start with some reasons most New Year's resolutions fall apart by February. Number 1, they rely on willpower, not systems. Most people set goals that depend entirely on willpower, but willpower is unreliable. It fades when you're tired, stressed, busy, or overwhelmed. And that's why so many goals fall apart after a few days or weeks. Systems, on the other hand, don't depend on your mood or motivation. They reduce friction, add cues, streamline decisions, and make the desired behavior the easiest option by default. If your goal isn't backed by a system, you're essentially hoping your future self will magically have more discipline. And that's a losing strategy. Systems create consistency. Willpower only creates good intentions. Number 2, the goals are vague. Vague goals don't work because your brain doesn't know what to do with them. Eat healthier or get organized might sound inspiring, but they don't tell you when, how, or what to actually do. Without specificity, your brain can't identify a clear starting point, which leads to procrastination, decision fatigue, and inconsistency. Specific goals create clarity, reduce friction, and trigger action because you always know what the next step is. If a goal isn't specific, it won't stick. Number 3, people set goals for their fantasy life self. The version who wakes up at 5 a.m. effortlessly, never gets tired, and always has unlimited time and motivation. The problem? That person doesn't exist. Goals built around an idealized self collapse the moment real life shows up. When you set goals that fit your actual life, your schedule, energy, responsibilities, and season of life, you build habits you can actually sustain. Real life goals lead to real life follow through. And number 4, secret systems pull you back to your old habits. Most people don't realize that they have secret systems running in the background, patterns, cues, and environmental triggers that quietly pull them back into old habits. Even when you're highly motivated to change, these invisible systems keep nudging you toward the familiar. That's why willpower alone typically doesn't work for long. If you don't intentionally redesign the systems around you, your old routines will always win the moment you're tired, stressed, or distracted. Change sticks when your environment supports the person you're becoming, not the habits you're trying to leave behind. So let's talk about what you should do to set goals the right way. Number 1, instead of starting with outcomes, start with identity. I want to be the kind of person who is one of the most powerful statements for habit formation. Your identity shapes your behavior automatically. If you believe, I am someone who takes care of my body, then actions aligned with that identity feel more natural. If you believe, I'm a cluttered person, then tidying feels unnatural, like you're acting against who you are. Number 2, make sure to set specific, measurable goals. Setting specific, measurable goals is one of the most powerful ways to increase your chances of success. When your goals are vague, your brain doesn't know what actions to take or when you've actually made progress. But when you define exactly what you want to do and exactly how you'll track it, you create clarity, direction, and built-in accountability. Clear goals give your brain a target, reduce decision fatigue, and help you stay consistent even on low motivation days. Specific and measurable goals turn your intentions into a plan, and your plan into real results. Number 3, align your goals with your current life, not your idealized life. It's easy to set goals based on your idealized life, the version who has unlimited time, perfect motivation, and zero unexpected obstacles. But the real progress happens when your goals match the life you actually live. When you design habits that fit your current schedule, energy levels, responsibilities, and limitations, you create goals you can follow through on consistently. Aligned goals reduce overwhelm, prevent burnout, and build confidence through small wins. When your goals fit your real life, they stop feeling like a burden and start becoming part of who you are. Number 4, Break goals into tiny, high-success behaviors. Breaking your goals into tiny, high-success behaviors is one of the most powerful ways to stay consistent. Small actions are easy to repeat, even on low-energy days, which means you build momentum instead of relying on motivation. These winnable habits create a steady stream of progress, giving your brain constant reinforcement that you can follow through. Over time, these small steps compound into big change without the overwhelm, perfectionism, or burnout that often derails larger goals. Number 5, create multiple versions of each habit. This is where flexibility comes in, one of the most underrated tools in behavior change. Rigid habits break, flexible habits bend. When you have a good, better, best version of a habit, you avoid the what the hell effect. The moment you slip once and think, oh well, I might as well quit. But this flexibility also lets you take advantage of those days when you're feeling energized and ready to take on a bigger version of your habit goal. It's so important to create goals that can shift and adapt to fit into your life. Number 6, focus on systems, not willpower. Focusing on systems instead of willpower is essential because willpower is unreliable. It fluctuates with stress, energy levels, sleep, and mood. Systems, on the other hand, create consistency. When you design your environment, routines, and cues to make the right choice the easy choice, you remove the need for constant self-control. Systems carry you on the days when motivation dips, ensuring your habits continue even when life gets busy. In the long run, systems outperform willpower every time. Number 7, use habit stacking. Using habit stacking makes new habits dramatically easier because you're attaching them to routines your brain already performs on autopilot. Existing habits act like anchors. They give your new behavior a built-in cue, a natural rhythm, and a predictable place in your day. Instead of trying to create motivation from scratch, you're piggybacking on something that's already stable and consistent. This reduces friction, increases follow-through, and helps your new habit become automatic much faster. Number 8, reframe goals as experiments. Reframing your goals as experiments removes the pressure to get it right and turns hiccups into data instead of judgment. When you treat habits as experiments, every outcome teaches you something: what works, what doesn't, and what needs adjusting. This mindset keeps you curious instead of discouraged, flexible instead of rigid, and resilient when life inevitably gets messy. This helps you build habits that fit into your real life, not an idealized version of it, which dramatically increases your long-term success. So to set goals that actually stick this year, remember, instead of starting with outcomes, start with identity, set specific measurable goals, align your goals with your current life, not your idealized life. Break goals into tiny, high-success behaviors. Create multiple versions of each habit. Focus on systems, not willpower. Use habit stacking, and reframe goals as experiments. If you found this video helpful, check out my video about 4 habits to leave in 2025. It might give you some ideas to guide your goals for the new year. I'll link it on the screen here and in the description below.